Welcome to Elks 101. Another episode of Elks Central, breaking this one down.
Breaking touchdown Edmonton! Fajardo! Dunbar! Back on top go the Elks!
Okay, welcome in Elks 101, March 23rd. Declan, Eddie, and Rick. We got some good stuff. Combine this week, so we're going to talk about that. An article coming out from 3 Down Nation ranking the CFL quarterback rooms. We'll tear into that. And of course, just kind of, listen, it's March. The Combine's around the corner, draft's around the corner, but it's March in the CFL. So we're just going to, we're going to shoot the breeze a little bit before we get into anything like that. Obviously, how was the weekend? Let's not, play around here. Let's
March
dive
Madness,
right into it.
baby.
March Madness.
It was good. We're tied.
Are we? For like fourth? Is that what it is?
T10.
T10. It's tough,
T10.
man. This is like the one. You know what this is? This
We're like
is
exactly even.
Yeah.
The points, max points we could get. And everything.
This bracket. It's really like I feel like one of the coaches who hasn't won it. Like I feel like Kelvin Sampson or something. You know what I mean? Because like this is one of the ones. And again, I've said this. If we do, an NHL Stanley Cup playoffs bracket, if we do an NFL playoffs bracket, and be like whatever, that's kind of enough in pop culture that you don't really care if like someone does better than you. And this one, it's funny because it's like there's so many different perms and comms. Like obviously someone's going to do better than you, but it's also like I know the fantasy frenzy bracket. I'll use that as an example. I don't know how many people are in it. Let's say it's like 50 or something.
40.
Yeah, 40 people. Okay, I know 39 of them. 38 of them weren't watching college basketball this year. You know what I mean? And so that's when I'm like, I gotta get this one. Like I gotta win it to get the monkey out the back. And I don't think I will this year. So it's tough.
It's such a crapshoot, though.
It is.
Like, there's so many variables.
It's ridiculous.
This year, though, it feels different. It feels unique. There's still 3 1 seeds that have gone on to the Sweet 16, but there's a lot of 4, 5 seeds and 9 seed. It seems just kind of different this year.
Yeah,
and there's been some big upsets.
Like Iowa over Florida. How about this? Since I think 2007 is the year, there's only been one defending champion who's made it back to the Sweet 16. Like that's a pretty crazy stat. So for next year, if we're already looking at 2027, if you're trying to fill out your bracket, keep the champ out of the Sweet 16. But yeah, like this is my thing. Like the games have been absolutely incredible. Like I've watched 4 straight days of college basketball. I wish it was going on a 5th day. Like I don't get bored of it either. That's the thing. You know what I mean? Like
it's so exciting.
Yeah.
There's a few blowouts, but
for sure,
for the most part, you can't get it.
Yeah, like
bored with this. Bama killed me. I needed.
Yeah, I didn't like Texas Tech against Akron. No JT Toppin. Like I really didn't like him against Bama. But yeah, like that last game being a blowout. That was when you're like, all right, we can shut this down and we can do something else. But yeah, people I think look at the bracket and like they don't see it's the second straight year. No, 13 so through 16 is an opening round game, and they like people love it for the Cinderellas. But if you actually sit down and watch, like we were watching amazing basketball, like Vandy, Nebraska, insane. Kansas St. John's was insane. That Iowa Florida game that I talked about was crazy. Texas Gonzaga, Texas in the Sweet 16 is an 11 seed. UCLA UConn was a great game. High Point Arkansas was like I feel like I could go on and on and on. So yeah, it's been a great tournament. I've had so much fun watching it. And this is what I was getting kind of nostalgic for. Like I remember thinking back in like grade school or junior high or whatever, high school, like teachers would put the games on and like everyone would be so into it. Yes. And now it's just like it's tough. Like I can't find someone who cares about it as much as I do. And that like is ripping me up a little bit.
Yeah.
I was thinking like I gotta hit like I gotta go like ultra like nerd mode and hit Reddit to find like the college basketball community or something.
I used to skip school on that Thursday, Friday.
Oh man.
Like I would full on skip the afternoon and just go and watch ball, at least in high school.
Yeah. It was I was like for the past couple of years I've thought about taking like the Thursday, Friday off of work. Yeah. And just watching it. And then I'm kind of like
but you get to watch it. You're grinding in the studio, but at least you have 2 monitors on.
Yeah. Oh dude. So it's good because we got the 2 TVs in the studio, which are the same feed. So that'll be 1 game. And then I have 2 monitors there and I can get like all the games just on the monitors and just sit back and not do anything.
Who, like when you're doing Gregor's show, like you're doing the YouTube, which is work, but you got Connor and Gregor there. They're doing the heavy lift.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Like I'm not like.
Is that the easiest of your shifts?
I honestly,
which would be the easiest of your shifts? Don't include this.
Honestly, I think I do think
no,
like this one, we're shooting the breeze now. This is like, dude, 90% of the time I just feel like we're just hanging out.
That's what it is.
Yeah, like sometimes I'm like, no one's even some of the things I say after I leave, I'm kind of like, I don't know, like
It's funny.
maybe people are listening. Maybe I shouldn't have said that.
You
know what I mean?
said a couple of weeks ago that you were listening back, and I think, shoot, man, I'd never listen back to us.
Yeah, I listened. I forget why, but yeah, I just wanted to check it out. I hate hearing my own voice too.
Pump out so
Hate
much
hearing my own
content,
voice.
Deck. We pump a lot of content.
Yeah, yeah.
But out of your shifts, your
no,
shows,
honestly, it's like
have you ever done Saturday?
Oh yeah.
So
yeah, because when that first started, it was just me, Connor, and Brandon, obviously, right?
Oh, okay.
Like, so the three of us would have a rotating one, and that one was like, I liked doing it. It was a lot of fun, but it was like I just didn't love. I don't know. Like I didn't love getting up at like 8 on a Saturday to go do 1 hour worth of a show. Like if it was like 2 or 3 hours, the payoff would be a little bit better. And it was just, I don't know.
That's valid.
No, but honestly, the easiest one, it's weird because like I would say low tides is probably the easiest just because it like we've kind of gotten to like a natural flow that's like really comfortable so that it just fits. It's a little different now with like 4 voices yelling over each other all the time. You know what I mean? But no, Gregor's is like, it's the dude, there'll be like this is what I kind of say, like I've found a way to make it very efficient for myself. Like I'm not pumping my tire, like this isn't brain surgery for sure, but I think like if me and Connor switched jobs for like he couldn't do it, like he wouldn't know what to do, you know what I mean? Right. And like so I've obviously spent a couple of years like making it like a very efficient system for myself, so I think it like looks easier than it is because I've like spent the time like doing what I need to do to make it like as easy as possible. But
the more tools you have in the tool belt too, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's nice.
Dude, that's what
you'll see. That I was thinking far in life.
Yeah. I was thinking, I was like, you know, if we're doing a redraft of all the, you know, sports for like, hopefully I'm high on the draft boards. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Valuable.
Rick, how's your? You did fill out a work bracket, right? Like, is it still doing?
We have a bunch of brackets at work. Yeah, I am nowhere near the top.
All right.
I'm nowhere near the top. I don't even remember now. We just kind of been going through them.
You filled it out and haven't even looked.
Yeah, this is not my sport. Basketball's never been my sport. We'll sit down, we'll talk hockey, we'll talk football. I can even get into some baseball, but college basketball, I'm definitely just that one picking.
That's fair.
You know, the 12s or the 10 over the 5 and
12 over the 5 historically, but in the last 10 years it's become 11 over 6. Yeah, man, it's funny. Like I love basketball, obviously. Sometimes it's so tough to be a basketball guy. Like sometimes it's so hard to defend these guys. Like bad games, like a bad basketball game is terrible. And also you see like a basketball player basically check themselves out of a game because they're tired. And you see like hockey players playing with broken legs. And it's like, yeah, I can't compare that. Like I can't, you know what I mean? Like
the effort.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know. It's also like, I do still like, I do think a lot of people around here don't know how skilled those players really are. So I always try and sell them on that. But then they just kind of point to like, well, I just watched Joel Embiid miss his 9th straight year not playing in Denver. Like, how am I supposed to be excited about that? I'm like, yep, you are correct.
Did you see the clip of I believe it was Taco Fall standing next to some chick at some celebrity game just recently?
No.
How big he looked? It's insane. Just because they're free, like basketball players are freaks. It's so tough. They think shooting the ball, think shooting the ball is easy, but when your hands like engulf the ball, it's like shooting a tennis ball, really.
Oh yeah.
For us average humans, right? It's really challenging. So the way they make it look easy and efficient, it's wild. Now the way the game is called too is questionable.
Yeah.
Best.
Yeah. If you're an OKC fan,
it's questionable, man. In like, what is a travel? You see some insane steps out there, bro.
Well, dude, it's weird that just speaking, I wanted to pull this up quickly.
Yeah.
Just speaking on like this photo right there. Show that to Rick in the camera. I don't know if anyone can see it. Like the shortest guy in that photo is 6'6".
Yeah, thank you.
You know what I mean? Like
that puts it into context.
Did you see the photo on the court though with the Canadian kid?
Yeah, Olivier Rioux.
Dude beside him is 6'8".
Yeah,
probably doesn't look up to very many people ever in his life, and is like hurting his neck, looking up. Like the top of his head was at this kid's shoulders.
The funniest tweet I saw about that is someone quote tweeted that and was like, to put this height in perspective, the guy on the right is 4 inches taller than Myles Garrett. And like if you watch the NFL, which everyone does, Myles Garrett looks like the tallest human on earth. You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
Yeah, but no, what were you saying? We were talking about the
We're
whistle?
just talking about the skill of basketball players and the freaks that they are. They're aliens.
Yeah,
and the way they can move around out there. But I will say, like, I've been thinking about this debate back and forth. quite frequently lately, and hockey players, that is a tough sport.
Oh, it's the
what
toughest.
they do on skates.
Oh, it's incredible.
It is incredible. It's
incredible,
very
man.
impressive.
Dude, like I really mean like just like skating is tough. Like just going out there and like having fun with like your girl or your, you know,
Totally,
little bro,
man.
whatever. Like skating
It's not
is tough.
It's not tough, but
Once you get it down, then
Learn it.
it's
I would say
easy.
learning like I know like I'm not a great skater. I've said that 100 times, but there are a lot of people out there.
can you skate
watch.
backwards pretty
Yeah,
fluidly?
but like not really fluidly. That's what I'm saying. Like
Okay.
it's
It is tough.
clunky and
It
it's
is
like
tough. It is
yeah.
tough. You're right. Yeah, right. I try to combat that point, but it is a very hard thing to do.
Once you get it down, though, it's not like there's nothing difficult about skating to me, but obviously I've been doing it since I was 3
Right.
years old.
But
It's
the,
probably harder when you learn older.
the way you see these guys in a live NHL game, just the
what they can do
crossovers,
at,
the
at that
speed,
speed is crazy.
the way they can pick up speed by like crossing over
yeah.
backwards, like the
Yeah.
momentum they can
Yep.
generate. Oh,
The way their
my goodness.
hips move is
some
crazy.
of the turns that they do, it's
Yeah.
it's actually crazy that guys don't get cut more often.
I think of that a lot. Like I was thinking because I told you guys about that skate we went out for at the Collingwood Rec Center.
Yeah,
They're
it was
like,
packed.
dude, I was thinking like I should have worn a neck guard. Like seriously, because this is the thing. It was so packed. Like I don't know what like Rick, you'd be able to answer this for me. Like you know the Collingwood rink, yeah. Like as far as rink size, like how does that compare to? It felt small.
The ice.
Yeah,
I mean, if it's calling, it's a twin arena, is it not? It's
Maybe.
the one on 178.
yeah.
Yeah. It's your normal size.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. You know what? That's how busy it was. Like it felt smaller.
Could you
because
even?
of how-
It was so busy you couldn't even like open it up at all.
No.
Yeah,
And there were a couple guys who were.
You got to kick it down to the mall for that.
Yeah, there were a couple guys who were like opening it up, and I was thinking like, man, like this is like you're like they were clearly like they'd clearly been hockey players, like clearly had been like you know they were clearly really good skaters, so like they weren't going to make a mistake on their own volition. But I was still thinking like, man, if one of these kids who's learning how to skate just like kind of slips and falls the wrong way, like you're probably a good enough skater, you're gonna be able to avoid this, but you're gonna avoid it into another crowd of like 4 people learning how to skate. Like it was crazy, man. Like
and
really,
once
you know?
you're down, like all of the ligaments that are just out there.
Yeah.
You're right, though. It's insane that there's been so few cuts.
Yeah.
You can put like in major hockey, like take 5 levels of it. I don't care. The fact there's that many games out there and that few cuts, like really bad, is mind-boggling.
Mhm.
No,
You
it
see
honestly
one, you're
is.
like, I don't know how that happens. Doesn't happen all the time.
It honestly is. And like I don't know. And you see just guys like go down. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, go.
It's
Like,
crazy.
where the feet get elevated, and
Oh yeah, it can happen easily.
gives me the heebie-jeebies thinking about it.
And
to be
those are,
honest.
I mean,
sure.
some guys like their skates super duper sharp, right? Some guys like them. We'll get them sharpened once a year.
Yeah.
Like some NHLers will get them sharpened once
once a year.
Oh yeah,
It's crazy. I think
Yeah.
once a game.
pretty much. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. No, some of these guys are getting them done a couple times a game. You'll get
Wow.
them sharpened.
Why do they like
But
them?
some guys just like dull skates.
Why?
Really?
Why?
Yeah. Probably control or something like that. Honestly, I
I
have no
guess.
idea. It's
Feel?
to their own. Yeah, exactly. It's just feel.
Like,
But
it's
there's
like,
some guys. Yeah, you'll get them a couple times a year, maybe.
Holy frick.
well, dude, I've been thinking like watching the Olympic speed skating. Like those have to be the sharpest.
Oh man.
Like those might be the sharpest objects
And
on
they're long.
Earth, and they're
then
long.
in the short track, they're having spills.
Yeah, that's what
Big
I'm.
spill.
That's
That's
what I was gonna
NASCAR for you,
say.
bro.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's NASCAR there.
Like
Yeah.
it's
It's sketchy.
yeah, dude. Like a skate, and they're
Long
so
blades.
close to each. They're all like kind of like turning like right
and
beside each other.
speed too. Like
Yeah.
we're talking about everything, all these X factors that could make it ugly.
There's
Yeah.
one little edge that kicks your foot out, knocks that person's left foot.
They're
Their
flying in that
it's
short
crazy.
track.
Oh yeah, man. Short track
Heavy
looks
dip,
nuts.
right?
Dude, yeah.
Bending.
Like I'm thinking like if I was to fall, I feel like my first instinct would be to like grab my throat.
Mm.
But
If
then
you're
all of a sudden,
smart.
like my arm's getting cut up.
And how
like, I got
low,
some-
like just thinking of that bend, how low
you
with
get
the
low.
speed, like man, they're damn near elbow to the ice.
yeah. Now that I think about it, that's one of the more underrated like WTF Winter Olympic sports. Like
Short track is.
yeah,
You-
like
you don't get to get that straight away and get some space. It's pretty much all just
You're
turning.
just whipping,
Yeah.
just whipping those turns,
like
and they're so tight. You would think that their blades would just nick each other
They're
Yeah.
so close.
because they're so close in that little track.
Yep.
dude, yeah, like you think the blades would like, yeah, I don't know, man. Because we think of like the snowboarding, like freestyle events and like skeleton, and those are crazy. Like, don't get me wrong, obviously those are crazy, but we don't really ever think of like short track speed skating as one of the crazier
No, and when
ones.
you like sit and think about it and like how risky it really is.
Yeah.
Oh boy,
Man,
it's wild.
Yeah, any
crazy.
of those sleddings, you're just going down the hill, essentially, right? Like I don't want to take anything away from it. It's still extremely fast, but there's no other conditions popping out of nowhere. When you're on short track, you think you're just doing a circle, but you have no idea if someone's foot's going to kick out, their hand moves, somebody falls, they get a pylon knocked into your way. Any like the amount of risk or the obstacles that can happen in a split second, you don't think of that.
Take training and experience out of it. Do you guys think you have the gonads to do a ski jump, the long
no.
jump?
God, no, zero, no.
probably not.
I don't think I would either.
Probably not.
There's not enough.
The ego in me wants to be like, yeah,
I know,
see
me too.
chicks doing it. Of course I could do it.
I wanted
But
to say yes really bad.
the reality
Well,
of
here's
me
an
and the fear. Oh,
take
man.
the actual landing out and do the training where you land into a pool. Would you still do it? Because I'm still not
Yeah.
doing
Oh,
it.
I'd do
would do
that.
it
I'd
to
do
a
that.
pool.
Yeah,
I would.
I'd do
Because
that.
it's the whole going
I would
down
do it
that
to a
hill
pool. Yeah.
with your 2 feet. Because if even one foot starts to twist, you're probably tumbling down. Like you need to keep those feet
Imagine the
straight.
fall.
Yeah, I know.
There are falls in training down
Yeah.
that.
Like, this
sucker
is- you
for
gotta-
sure.
Like think you're on rollerblades or something like that, just going down 105th Street, where you just got to keep your feet straight. That's all you got to do.
Yeah.
One thing, little twist, there's a snap, you're head over heels.
Well, dude, I remember like this is
So easy.
this is different, but I remember like when I was a swimmer, like we would see the divers like training into like a foam pit or whatever and like mess up all the time. And like, I mean, I'm not, ski jumping is much scarier, much higher risk, et cetera, et cetera. But the thing with divers is like when you're coming off that 10 meters, like I don't know if you guys have ever jumped off a 10-meter platform, like it just at Kinsman or like a Talisman down in Calgary or something. It's first of all, it's like way further than you think. And like you do hit the water hard.
Yeah.
Like 30 feet.
Yeah. So like it's crazy. Like being up there looking down, you're like, it's so much farther than looking up at
It's
it.
sketchy.
Yeah.
I've done 10 meters a few times in my life.
But my thing is like if you hit like the water wrong there, like you're hitting like
Concrete, so to speak.
like not quite, but
Not
yeah,
yet,
right?
not
Like
yet,
pretty
but
damn
it's hard.
close.
Yeah.
It's hard at that point.
yeah. And so anyway, I don't really even know what the point I was trying to make was. Like the divers, like they would do kind of like their mess ups in the foam pit or something. And like even that, I was kind of like, man, like if you mess up that dive way up there, like I don't like it's
Okay, so think of 10 meters. We've stood at that. You've done it, obviously,
Yep.
right? Have you ever jumped it?
I don't think so. Nope.
I've stood Winnipeg, got the Pan Am pool, so I've done it
Yeah.
a few times there. And you stand at the platform and just think of that feeling, how high out, and you're looking across the pool and everything. Now they're getting way more than 10 meters
yeah,
on their ski jump.
way more.
Way more.
I wonder how high they get.
They probably feel like they're flying at a certain
The
point.
closest thing you'll ever get. Well, I suppose maybe those squirrel suits,
Yeah, the
but
squirrel suit. That's wild, man.
Dude,
I couldn't do it. I wouldn't have the gonads.
no,
I would bobsled before
Easy.
I do that.
100%. Not even close.
In bobsledding, they're getting down at a crazy clip too.
But you have to be able to like
yeah,
get to those speeds. If you don't do it properly, you won't get those
Yeah,
speeds.
if you don't hit your ankles.
Exactly.
Dude,
Right?
but still, even if you just got in the
easily could end
sled,
up
you're
on your head,
going
though.
like 60 clicks.
But you could end up
Yeah.
on your head though very easily.
well, yeah, that's the thing. Like, cause I don't know, skeleton is the one where it's like head first. That seems
Yep.
pretty. Cause here's one thing I still don't really get. Like, I don't really understand how they control it. Like,
Mhm.
I know there's like a brake, like a brake or a lever, and I obviously you have to shift your body weight to be able to
You're
turn.
talking skeleton now?
Yeah, because like with bobsleigh, it's like 4 people working in a unit. With luge, just to me, because like if it's luge and you're like laying down, like you're backwards, so to speak, like that is such more of a natural movement to like shift
For
it
sure.
one way as you're turning as opposed
Skeleton,
to
do
being
you
face
think
forward.
your shoulder weight probably has
It
something to do
must
with it?
be. It
All has
must
to be
be.
leaning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has to be everything about leaning your body.
But I'm thinking like, do you work the brake from like behind you? Is there even a brake there? Like I don't even.
Is there a break?
Yeah,
there?
I don't know.
I think they put their
Well, 'cause-
toes down at the end.
That's what
And
it is. eh?
then it's
Yeah,
like
because it's the
a bunch of snow and stuff at the end of the track.
it's the luge when you sit up and you pull up your blades, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Because you
And
sit
then
up
I'm
from
trying to
your
think
butt.
about skeleton, how you
I
stop
thought
there.
you put your toes, and then when you're at the end of the track, because you're not stopping that sucker mid track.
No.
No.
Nobody's stopping any of these pieces of equipment mid.
But
That's
even
probably
even
it.
on that last straightaway, as you cross the line, there's still extra straightaway, and then it's like snowy and
it's like slushy snow.
Exactly.
But
It
I
slows
swear
you
I
down.
think they put their feet out, but could be wrong.
Okay,
would.
really quick, rank which 3 you guys would do.
Okay, power rank.
Ski jumping, bobsled, and skeleton.
Okay,
I'm gonna go bobsled first because if I'm one of four,
Yeah.
there's some people that know what
And
they're
you
doing.
have that piece
little
of equipment
safer.
to protect you.
Then I'll go skeleton, and then last and no, I'm not ski jumping.
Likewise.
I think that's probably the right list. Yeah.
I've done the luge before. I believe it was the luge, not skeleton, down in Calgary.
At
Where
the
you
Olympic
could set
Park
up
there.
at like half the track,
Yeah.
halfway down the track.
Was it fun?
They'll let you go. Yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah, like ski, man. Yeah. Ski jump. I don't know, man. Crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy.
I tried to Google how high they got. Like it did. It just told me how high the hill was. Like, I didn't,
How high's the hill?
It gets like 180 meters, I think.
So now you have to go up there,
Which seems
stand at the top.
fake. Like that seems too high.
That's high, man.
That seems too high, right? Like that was just the AI answer. I didn't dig into it. AI's more often than
I
not
thought you were
wrong.
gonna say feet. You said meters.
Yeah, like that's was I don't know. I gave up pretty quick on my research.
But if you look at the walkway up the steps, and it's up there now, Deck.
that walk is it's got to be a long walk, man. I'll tell you, like the walk to the boxing ring, like that's a long walk. You know what I mean? Like I couldn't imagine the walk up the ski jump steps.
What about it's so random,
They
but like
fly over 200 meters. So think about the 200-meter run,
it's a couple football fields, man.
and you were off the ground the whole time.
A couple of Commonwealths. So
Dude,
I
now
believe
that I'm thinking about it, I don't even know how I would
football fields.
land
That's
that.
Insane.
That's ridiculous.
You were flying for 2 football fields.
That's
You're
far.
leaving the track.
You're getting launched. Like, wow.
And you're 2 football
What
fields.
an
is
apex.
insane.
To be able to fly 2 football
Dude,
fields.
for how long does it take them? How long does it take them from liftoff to landing?
Oh,
Takeoff to landing, I
At
should say.
least like 4 to 6.
4 to 6. Yeah, yeah.
It
Dude,
seems
I
like
bet
when
for
we're
those-
watching them, they're in there for a while.
For those, 6 maybe. Yeah, like it'd probably be around. But I'm saying for that time, you must just feel like it's you and it's your Lord and is God the
Euphoric.
Father Almighty, and you're just
Euphoric.
up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's. I bet it's the coolest feeling.
Skydiving,
So typically
yes.
they remain in the air for about 5 to 7 seconds.
Yeah, wow, you nailed it. You
And
nailed
then
it.
the unofficial, so then the record, the world record is 291 meters, lasting up to 10 seconds.
Wow.
10 seconds in the air, dude.
Dude, that's
Wow. I wonder to get that 291, is it all the standard jump, like standard
No,
lift?
the 291 was, I think they modified it.
It
It was like
had
a
to
red,
be
it was like a
modified.
Red Bull thing.
Oh, it was a Red
it was,
Bull.
yeah, it was for record breaking.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Dude.
Because that was
If
done
you're
like
thinking, how
recently.
do you like generate that much more distance?
Yeah.
Like off of your
it was
your
like,
takeoff.
dude, like a Bugs Bunny slope. Like,
Yeah. Those Red Bull boys though, they put
Oh,
on
forget
like some
about it.
crazy stunts.
dude, my uncle, my uncle, he so he's like a paraglider, and he would do this thing called like the Red Bull XL course. It was like 20. Okay, I gotta really nail home the details here because it's incredible, man. It's like, so basically it's like 20 people in like the world from like all different countries, and 32. This is okay. So 32 athletes. You have 2 weeks to hike and fly 1,200 kilometers across the Alps. And so basically, like he's done this a good few times, at least twice. I think he's maybe done it more. But basically what you do is, you like hike up a mountain, you paraglide off. You hike up a mountain, you paraglide off all across the Alps. Yeah.
Wow, and
And
try
it's-
gain.
And it's a
distance.
race. It's like it's a race. It's like who can get from
Oh,
the
man.
start to the finish. And it takes like 2 weeks. And I remember
How
he's
many kilometers?
1,200.
Wow.
And he's told me, and it's all hiking and flying. It's all hiking and flying. And you get like one spotter. You get like one spotter who can like hike with you and like carry some of your food. And like, I think maybe they can like take a car like once you've flown to get to the point. But it's crazy. He tells me it's like, you basically, because it's a race, right? So you're doing like 4 hours of sleep every night for like 2 weeks because you just don't want to lose ground. Like you just basically power nap, keep going.
In
and it's-
paragliding is what again?
So paragliding is like, so hang gliding is like when you're like
You hold the
vertical
bar.
with like, paragliding is like you're basically sitting in a parachute.
Okay.
Yeah. And he's taking me on some tandem flights, and it's like, I'm like scared of flying, as you guys know, but I've done a good few tandem flights with him with no problem. And that is like the coolest thing in the world.
That's
Like,
insane. That to me feels so much more sketchy than flying in an airplane.
You know what's crazy? He had like he's obviously, I mean, he did this race, so he's like a paraglider's like he's one of like, I think it was like 32 people or whatever in the world.
Elite.
Yeah. So, but he always was like, I would way rather do this than like mountain biking. And he kind of joked about it, but he made the point. He was like, listen, if something like goes wrong up there, like I have time to kind of glide and figure it out. Like if something goes wrong on a mountain bike, it's so fast that it's probably like you don't have time to react. I thought that was maybe a little bit of a generous explanation. Like I don't know, because obviously I would feel much more comfortable on a mountain bike than I would up in the air on a paraglider.
Yeah, but
he was pretty set on this, and he did it
because we're programmed to feel safe on Earth.
Yep.
But there is some validity to what he said.
Yep.
Yeah. No, I mean
like unless you have like an issue where you're going straight down, hard down, but there is like opportunity to right whatever wrong or find a safe landing spot to even land that sucker.
Yep.
Yeah. I just don't know what could go wrong besides like your glider starting to rip and then going, well, I'm not gonna be able to glide very long like this.
There's a lot more risk probably mountain biking in all honesty. Animals.
Yeah, there's a lot
terrain,
more obstacles, things that can jump in your way.
Yeah, so the highest he ever finished was
what's his name?
Max Van Derl. It's actually Max Powers now. He took my aunt's last name when they got married. Yeah. He finished 13th in 2009.
Cool.
Yeah. Crazy. Yeah. All right. I guess we better talk some Elks.
Yeah,
but this has been fun.
Elks, little combine.
I hope, I hope people like the banter.
Hope they appreciate us for what we are.
Yeah, my goodness, I'm telling you. Because, and I was thinking about this, obviously in season, it's going to be a lot more Elks heavy. Yeah, like it's going to be, I'm sure the numbers will jump up a little bit and it'll be, but right now we're having fun with it.
I do have some bad news. It appears that I'm being ghosted.
Okay.
By the league. So I don't think we'll be
interesting
set up on location.
Because I do have my credentials for the combine.
Nice.
So,
how'd you get that?
So it was through Sports 1440, is that how you applied as well?
Didn't even apply.
Okay. Yeah. Connor applied on my behalf. I think it was just me and like Mackenzie he applied for. Like he kind of brought it up once. Like, this is another thing I love Connor. I think he's one of the nicest guys ever, but he'll always like try to talk to me like while I'm working on Low Tide Show. And I'm like, man, like you just like give me like talk to me like an hour and a half.
Yeah,
and so he'll sometimes So sometimes he'll say something and I don't always like register it. I'm just like, yeah. And I guess like I think this must have been when he asked me about it.
Should hit him up.
Because he came back like a little later and was like, hey, yo, you got your credentials. So I got like the email and everything from the league. So like I'll be down there regardless. Nice. But it does maybe we'll push Elk Central to Saturday or something like that. Yeah. We will talk about the combine here in a second. I did want to give this some light because I thought this was really cool. A little positivity. The Edmonton Elks Ovarian Cancer Research Endowment Fund eclipses $1 million raised.
Nice. So
I'll read this here in partnership with the Royal Alexandra Hospital Foundation and the Alberta Women's Health Foundation, surpassing $1 million for women's health research is an incredible milestone. Ovarian cancer remains a complex and formidable opponent, often silent in its early stages and in some forms highly aggressive. Thanks to the leadership and generosity of the Edmonton Elks community, we are creating hope through research and moving closer to better detection, better treatments, and brighter futures for women everywhere. So like $1 million, man, that is no small number. Shout out everyone involved in making that happen. That's absolutely incredible stuff. And that's, the positive.
Absolutely.
You kind of like to see. Yeah.
I'll have some other news similar to this coming down the pipeline via the alumni organization as well. So I'll fill you guys in on that on Friday. Lovely.
Yeah. And just to kind of wrap this one up, shed some light on it. The 2025 Game Changers event, $62,484 raised, pushed the total over that 1 million mark. So huge, unbelievable job. Yeah, well done. Absolutely well done. Okay, I wanted to touch on this 3 Down Nation article before we get to talking about the combine a little bit. The 3 Down Nation, they ranked all 9 quarterback rooms in the CFL. Do you guys want to take a guess at where Edmonton came in?
Go ahead, Ricky.
5th.
Yeah, that's the number that came to my mind initially. I will say, 5th or 6th.
It was 5th. So I'll run them down. We'll talk about that quarterback room in a second here, but I'll kind of run them down in descending order. I want to get you guys' kind of quick thoughts on them. Number 9. Actually, who do you guys think was number 9?
Okay.
Let's see.
Probably Ottawa.
No. Yeah, probably Ottawa.
It was actually Winnipeg. Winnipeg came in at number 9.
As a room as a whole.
Yes.
And if you lose Zach, you have nothing.
So obviously Zach's their starter, and Zach is looking like, listen, 2-time MOP, 3-time Grey Cup champion. That is a heck of a career, but he's a little older. He's lost a bit of a step.
And what's crazy about this, the stats that you just read out, this is all coming after people said he should retire after taking some blows in Saskatchewan in 2018.
Mm-hmm.
This is all coming after that.
Yep.
He had all that success, which is kind of a miracle in itself.
Yeah, absolutely it is. But, you know, to the point of them being number 9th on this list, the last 2 years, 34 touchdowns, 31 interceptions over 31 starts. Like that's not great. He's 37
this time.
Yeah. Then you look at their depth. I mean, Chris Strevler was, my goodness, it was tough. But their depth right now, Terry Wilson, Bryce Perkins, and Peyton Thorne. Like that's the quarterback.
I ain't mad at that Terry Wilson. He's got a little bit of juice to him, but yeah,
he might have to. Like, is that, you know, no disrespect. And like incredible career. You are a 2-time league MOP and you're a 3-time champion. Like that is,
nobody saw that coming.
Those are heights. Nobody saw that coming. And those are heights coming. Like that's really, really, really rare for a quarterback to reach. This is no knock on what Zach has done, but it is also, you know, the big 26, as the kids would say. You're 37. I just outlined the numbers over the last 2 years. Mm-hmm. So I think we can, you know, kind of understand that one. Number 8 was Calgary. Funny enough, I thought Calgary would be a lot higher.
Wow.
I like Vernon Adams. PJ Walker, yeah, it hasn't looked great, but I still think I would probably take PJ Walker over a good few backup quarterbacks in the CFL. Calgary comes in at number 8. Number 7, that was Ottawa. They Drew Brown, Jake Mayer, Matt Morrissey, Hajj Malik Williams.
This is bogus already. This is bogus. I gotta say, you're talking about a room as a whole, sure.
Yep.
But you have to factor in the starter, and Vernon Adams as a starter is better than everybody you just said in Ottawa. So how does that have Calgary below Ottawa? This is bogus.
Yeah, they're big. Yeah, I don't disagree. Their big reason was obviously lack of options behind the starter.
I understand that, but
because I do think
factor in the starter.
No, for sure.
Yeah,
still.
But the gap in starters there, I think Calgary's got such a lead there that the depth shouldn't really.
I don't disagree with you guys, but just to push back a little, like if I'm just saying Vernon Adams or PJ Walker or Drew Brown and Jake Mayer, like I think we'd all take Drew Brown and Jake Mayer.
No,
really? Hey,
why? So okay.
Jake Mayer is definitely better than PJ Walker.
Okay.
Rank all 4 of them.
Yeah, rank them.
Vernon.
Okay.
Clear 1. I would say Drew probably clear 2. Jake probably clear 3. PJ probably clear 4.
So, but Vernon is probably way better than Drew. Would you agree? So Vernon is 1, but is there a separation between 1 and 2?
There is. But like,
so
I want to listen. He was an Oregon Duck, so I got a lot of love for Vernon. It was like 20 touchdowns, 21 touchdowns, 14 picks last year. Like it's not 30 and 3.
Right. Yeah. Talk me back to reality.
It's like I like Vernon a lot.
You're right.
But he did take Calgary was expected to be bottom of the league last year.
Yeah, no.
Turn them around.
And he was able to put them where they were.
Listen, I have no problem
talking to you like you wrote the article.
Yeah. I have no problem flipping Calgary.
You talk me back down. You talk me back down.
There are reasons.
You talk me back down.
Yeah.
You talk me back down.
Number 6. Number 6 was Saskatchewan. Trevor Harris, obviously in the depth. They got 4 guys on that depth chart right now. Jack Cohn, Tommy Stevens, Braden Shager, Jordan McLeod. I actually think as a Rider fan, I actually think this might even be a little high. Like Trevor Harris just won a Grey Cup and to do that at 39 is crazy. But I don't like Tommy Stevens is a short yardage guy. Jack Cohn, I don't mind his arm, but I don't love his touch. Like I'm
not familiar.
Yeah, like it's. This felt listen, shout out Rider Nation, even though this is ElksNation, but this feels a lot of respect for what Trevor just did, which I can understand, which I can reckon with. Edmonton came in at number 5. We'll talk about that in a second. Obviously, Cody, then the depth, Taylor Powell, Cole Snyder, Zach Zabrowski. I'll talk about kind of the reasons they gave here. 4th, I'd be interested to know how you guys came out about this. And this is when you want to talk about respect for the starter. This is that they have BC at number 4.
Yeah, I don't know. I think just because
sorry, I phrased that wrong. This is the opposite of respect for the starter. This is a dislike for the overall. Depth. Yes, I totally botched that.
No, you're good. Go ahead, Rick. Finish your thought.
I don't know. I just think with who their starter is, I guess it does. When you're looking at 2, 3, and 4, that it kind of brings you back down again. I just feel like Nathan Rourke is a good chunk better than.
So BC's 4.
Yep.
Just really quick to burn through the top. I need to hear this.
Montreal 3, Toronto 2, Hamilton 1.
And it's funny because both Hamilton's backups, were they not here in the last couple years?
Yeah.
Trey Ford and Jake Delagala.
Yeah.
Toronto, what is their little blurb as to why they're 2?
So Chad Kelly, Nick Arbuckle, Jared Dagey, and then
Man.
Max Duggan.
I disagree with this article thoroughly.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. How would you have ranked it? Just top your head really quick.
Oh, I would base it off of the starters, and but I guess I got to factor in what the base of the article is, and it's quarterback room depth. So it's not the starters, but I feel like the starters aren't weighed heavily enough throughout this article, I guess would be my opinion. Chad Kelly missed a whole year. So now you're essentially saying
Nick Arbuckle, he played well.
Yeah.
He kind of knocked expectations out of the park.
He put up numbers. He put up numbers, but his team didn't do anything. Yeah. A lot of that was lost cause numbers, a lot of empty calories behind Nick Arbuckle. That's just what it is last year. So, man, you're now saying Nick Arbuckle because Chad didn't play a whole year.
Yep.
We don't know what Chad is. Nick Arbuckle is like essentially the number 2 quarterback.
Yep.
Like that's how I perceive it. Because then who is the 3rd stringer in Toronto?
Jared Dagey.
Yeah, Jared. Like, come on, man. What are we doing out here?
It's funny. In this article, they're like, Jared Dagey was shaky in 2025, throwing 4 touchdown passes and 7 interceptions. Like, that's the first line they have.
And it's March in the CFL. That's all I got to say about that article. I disagree. And they put out a lot of good stuff, good work, good content. But this one, man. So you're telling me that Toronto is above BC?
They put a lot of emphasis on the room. Like they really put a lot of emphasis on the room.
My whole thing is
your 3 never plays. Your 2 shouldn't be playing unless your 1's playing. The 1 should be the heaviest ranking in this.
Nathan Rourke is a part of the room.
Yeah.
How come that feels not like it's not relevant?
Well, I think that's the sole reason they're number 4. Because like when you Chase Bryce, who's going to be their number 2, he's thrown 33 career passes, and Giovanni McCoy. Yeah, like I don't know if he's played in the CFL, but at Oklahoma State and Temple, he had a combined 5 touchdown passes and 6 picks.
See, I look at this like
Nathan Rourke is carrying a lot of water for that room.
If you the way I look at it is if you went and gave all these quarterbacks a Madden rating, then take your 4 guys, add it up, divide it by 4, and now you got your average. I still think that the starter should weigh more than that. But if you did that, I still don't think that some of these, some of these teams aren't going to come in where they come in.
Because they make the point with BC. They said
the ratings.
The good news for the Lions is they have the CFL's best quarterback. True. The bad news is nobody else in the room has ever produced at the professional level.
They don't have to because he is playing. He doesn't get hurt.
Yeah, but like the article wasn't like best starters and if they get hurt, who can take over.
I understand that. I do understand that. But you do have to weigh in the starters
for sure. But I think it was in this like Montreal being number 3, that was all Davis, a little bit of Dustin Crum too, and Nathan Rourke being number 4. Because if we were truly just doing rooms, BC might have been last when you look at who they have behind Nathan Rourke. Like they have no one besides him is part of the room. Yeah. I get that.
So Nathan Rourke lifts the waters.
But honestly, does Nathan Rourke for you? With the rest of those guys, and listen, no disrespect to Chase Bryce, Giovanni Bernard. Was that
put it this way? Would you,
Giovanni
and
McCoy?
I'm glad you're not asking me this question. Would you take Nathan Rourke in that room over Cody Fajardo in this room?
No, I don't think I would.
Wow.
I would. No disrespect to any quarterback in the Elks room. Let's not pretend we wouldn't take Nathan Rourke on this. Of course. Would I take Chase Bryce and Giovanni McCoy over Taylor Powell and Cole Snyder? Like, I don't think I would. Now, I'll give you this. Like, maybe that's because I'm down at practice all the time, like watching these guys in practice. Maybe it's because I know this team a little bit better. But like, I don't think I would take that depth chart. Like, even Zach Zabrowski is the 4th. I don't think I would take who's BC's 4th stringer. Tommy Rittenhouse. I don't mind Tommy Rittenhouse as an idea, but I don't know if I would.
Yeah, we have to look at the whole, but I just feel the starter wasn't weighed heavily enough. But
So you would have had BC as your number one?
No. I think the only solid pick is Hamilton.
Yeah,
as
I
number
agree.
with Bo and then Trey.
And Jake Delgado, honestly.
Yeah, Jake Delgado as well. But you have Bo and Trey, Bo is a starter and has been, and Trey has been a starter. How many teams have two guys who have been quote unquote franchise guys?
Yeah, I understand why they had Toronto number 2, but I do think they messed that up because I think they really kind of romanticized I think they basically looked at that and they were like 2 starters, but they didn't factor in Chad obviously coming off this like year-long injury, a fractured leg, and Nick kind of having maybe
was it a fracture or Achilles?
I thought it was a fractured leg.
He's messed it up a few
Yeah.
Can we really call the 2 starters in Hamilton though, because their backup could not start on one of the worst teams in the league?
Yeah, I agree with you on that, but their backup like had a lot of promise and still has a lot of promise and praise potential.
Yeah.
Right?
No, I don't disagree. At some point though, it's like
there's a ball player that I think I'd take Trey Ford over any other backup in the league.
Oh, I'd take Nick Arbuckle over him.
Really?
Yeah. I think I would. You know what? I'll do you one more. I think then this is totally
do me one more.
This is totally from right here. I'd take Jake Mayer over Trey Ford.
I was on the Jake, man. I was on the Jake loud and proud when he was in Calgary. Like loud and proud. And he just hasn't panned out.
Yeah.
His play hasn't come to fruition. I thought he was going to be the next
it's a tough
organizational QB of the Stamps.
Yeah.
And he's not.
It's a tough position to play.
He had a lot of promise early on in his career.
All right. If you had to just like really quick rapid fire off the top of your head, go 1 to 9, how would you do it? Don't think too hard, just instinct.
Teams, locker or QB rooms.
QB rooms.
Okay. Hamilton 1. Montreal 2. Probably help me out here, Rick. Do this list with me.
I still think BC is probably like
BC will be 3.
Wait, sorry, who'd you put
3.
2? Montreal.
Montreal.
So,
BC's 3.
They have Crum, right?
Yep.
I like Crum. I think there's something there.
I do too.
BC 3. I'll put Winnipeg low, super low. Edmonton right at the 5.
Man, I don't like Saskatchewan just won.
Sask could be like 4, right in the mushy middle with Edmonton. Winnipeg, like I say, would be low. Toronto would be low. Ottawa would be low.
Mm-hmm.
Like anything after Edmonton at 5 is what I mean by low.
Yeah. And they're all kind of interchangeable at
Yeah.
that point.
Yeah, and then
like Toronto, having Toronto at 2 is just silly to me.
Okay.
Yeah, Nick has had some numbers, but like I said, a lot of empty calories with those numbers.
And his numbers were a while ago.
they were
Like I know he
dude,
did
they were
last year,
pretty good,
but if it
though.
wasn't for what happened, and then Kelly was out half the year before that, no?
Mm-hmm.
So he's missed a year and a half.
Go on with the numbers. You got Nick's back. Go on with it.
Let me pull him up. Because I remember like the pacing for his numbers. There was like
he
a
was on
9
pace.
game
He was
on
stretch.
pace for a
Yeah, he was on
lot.
pace for like 6,000 yards during that stretch.
Like 40 touchdowns.
But they weren't winning.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I mean, like, okay, we put like Cody ahead of Toronto, and they weren't winning either, and he certainly wasn't on pace for those
And
numbers.
you can't even use the argument that Cody's won because Nick's won the Grey Cup.
Cody, yeah, exactly, right. They
You can't even use that argument.
dude, but I'm saying last season, 4,300 yards, 26 touchdowns. Like that's not nothing.
How many picks?
15 in 15 starts, one a game.
Yeah, well,
Bumper.
Cody's the exact same.
Yeah,
With
like
less numbers.
and listen, I'm not. He also, yeah, 4,300 yards that's a lot of yards. That's a lot of yards. Now you're right; they weren't winning. I get all that, but I'm just saying, like, I don't know if we can completely say, like, well, look at his numbers, but they weren't winning, and then throw like, Cody ahead of him, and it's like,
Yeah,
well,
I still wouldn't put Nick Arbuckle in that quarterback. Chad Kelly's not even in the mix. He's 3rd in that quarterback room right now, coming off the injury. So Nick Arbuckle and company, I'm not putting as the number 2 in the league.
I definitely like Edmonton's room like way more than a lot. Like I probably would have had them 3rd as a room. But again, like maybe some of that's just being around them, being down there,
That's high.
seeing the intangibles.
Yeah, that's high. Look at us, man. End up having some good discussion
Yeah.
over this.
Well, all right. We can move on to the combine a little bit here, unless there's anything else you guys want to touch on with this one.
Who wrote that one?
I think it was John. I'm gonna check though. It was the GOAT, Oh, it's just 3 down staff. Yeah. So we don't know. We don't know. Wasn't given to us. It oh, you know what? It was Justin, John, and JC. They kind of combined.
Collabed.
Yeah. All right, let's talk a little bit of Combine because it is this weekend. So first of all, I want to give you guys this one. Do you guys know what the bench record is at the Combine? You might.
Oh, it's something crazy. What, 47?
47. Michael Nill of Wilfrid Laurier in 2011, 47 reps of 225.
Because it happened just a couple years after I came out. Man.
And what was yours?
33.
That's, you know what? You're going to be on this list, man.
Michael Nill. Though.
Yeah, man. You're on this list.
Michael Nill.
You're tied for 11th.
Look up his career. Look up actually, in fact, everybody in front of me's career. There's nobody.
Well, it's funny. I was looking.
Every name in front of me, nobody had the career.
I was looking at the name, like Philippe Gagnon.
He had a good guard.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It really is kind of Eddie Steele and everybody else on this list. And dude, even behind you a little bit too.
Yeah, nobody really. Maybe Philippe Gagnon, he had a good career. But yeah, a lot of guys who had a cup of coffee and that's kind of it.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
That is a lot. What do you guys? Do you guys know the 40 record?
Yeah. It's gonna kill me. Steve, no. It was Steve. Oh, it's gonna kill me, man. Tell me, Deck.
Steven Turner.
It was Steven.
Yeah. 4.31.
I thought it got beat, but it was Steven Turner.
Well, you know who's number 2?
Because that was right around my era too.
I think it was 2011 as well. I'll check. But
Bishops. You
know who was number 2? This really surprised me. Tavon Campbell.
TC's a burner.
I didn't know he had speed like that. 4.36.
Yeah, he's a burner.
Terrell Ford.
That's how he got to the league.
Yeah,
and
dude.
Tavon had some couple of years in the league.
He Terrell's tied for 7th. 4.42. How about that? Yeah. But
there's a major difference. 4.31 laser to 4.42, like we were talking with Terrell.
Oh,
that is insane.
Yeah,
that's 4.31 is like NFL insane.
Oh yeah, well I think the NFL record is what, like 4.22, 4.21, something like that. Like
they're running 4.3s. So yeah, that's next level.
Yeah.
Speed.
So let's get your. I'll run kind of down the Combine schedule, and we'll have to get your insight on what kind of actually goes into it, how it works, like the importance that's put on these things. But so 9 a.m. to 12 on Friday, it's going to be the 40-yard dash, the 3-cone, the short shuttle, the broad jump, and the vertical jump. From 1:30 to 3, it's going to be the bench. Saturday from 11 to 12:30, practice session 1, 12:45 to 2:15, practice session 2, and then a final practice session on Sunday. But when you just look at these events, like the 40-yard dash, the 3-cone, short shuttle, broad jump, vertical jump, and the bench, like what, I guess, first question, how much can it really elevate your draft stock? And then 2, like how much are these scouts, like what are they really looking for? Because obviously you're looking for impressive times, impressive numbers, but there is also something to be seen with the eye for like how a guy moves.
Exactly. Yeah. How he moves, the twitch, even just the stride, how the running form is of a player.
Because I do think there's something to be said, like sometimes you might have kind of impressive numbers or whatever, but you don't look like a football player. And that I think factors in.
Yeah, you want to look like the athlete. You have to be able to move like an athlete and be fluid like an athlete. So that's what they would be looking for. Of course, like you said, best times and looking for performance. Of course, it can be more damaging than do good, though, depending on what type of prospect you are. If you're a higher caliber prospect and you put out, average at best numbers, it'll be fine. But then if you have some horrid numbers in an area, you can really drop and hurt your draft potential. So yeah, it can be damaging in some areas, but the biggest thing, like you say, they want to see the numbers and the athleticism. And that's when the on-field events really come into factor. The one-on-ones and the run stopping, individual periods, bag sessions, and all that type of deal.
Which one should fans be the most excited about?
One-on-one,
watch, or what's actually like what
do you
for your on-field skills?
Yeah,
maybe both. I guess.
I think the one-on-ones, of course, because you're going to get the most action.
Yep.
You're getting just man-on-man combat, right? So that's mano-a-mano, see who's going to come out on top. That's the best way to ever have any type of competition.
Yep.
So you're going to get the best on best at all the U Sports. Some good NC2A prospects will be here. And the one-on-ones always shine through, be it in the trenches or receiver versus DB. And then quarterback who's delivering the football. You're going to be able to tell a lot of that. But the 40 in the bench. When we're talking about the drills, the 40 in the bench are kind of the
As fans,
show
100%.
pony
Yeah,
events,
100%.
right? You want to see who's running the fast and who's the strongest.
Yeah.
The vert and stuff is cool, but they don't get the attention.
3 cone was always my favorite.
Ugh.
I had a nice little spin. I worked in coming around that last one.
Bro, the short shuttle, man, the T-test. I told you I had a crazy T-test, 440. Like that was
You just stay low and get right to it.
and just like when we talked with Tyrell, angles, counting your steps and just having it down to a science.
Yeah.
It
That's
was
beautiful
like I
stuff.
beat some DBs and stuff. I remember when I saw that. And then that showed the coaches that this is a big fella who's real strong, but quick, right? Because it's all about the short burst in the short shuttle.
Yep. So Edmonton, they have the 3rd overall pick for anyone who didn't know. They're mocked to get Daryl Jabon, who is a linebacker out of Rutgers. He's not going to be at the Combine. Jet Elad, who's mocked to go 4th out of Rutgers. He is not going to be at the Combine either. And Noor Gatkuth from Wake Forest, defensive lineman, he's not going to be there either. So listen, this is just a mock draft. Like it doesn't, who knows?
Be disappointed if they did that.
Yeah, no, I agree.
They don't need to draft a linebacker, I feel.
Oh, that is a whole separate conversation that I
like that.
completely agree with. Like I think that is one of the least
positions of need.
Let's go get an offensive lineman.
You just drafted a linebacker 1 overall 2 years ago.
Yep.
And you have 3 that can play. You just shove Niles out the door. It's a crowded room. You don't need to go and draft a linebacker.
Dude, you got 3 for 2 spots already.
Yeah.
And then you got 3 guys who can rotate in the Sam. Like that's not
Yeah. I hope that's not the case.
No, I couldn't agree more. Yeah, I wasn't even going to get on that. Like I could not agree more. I was just talking about like that he, isn't going to be at the Combine. So, but it's going to be like, I've obviously never been to a Combine before. There's going to be a little bit of imposter syndrome for sure, but I'm really excited to be down there with my clipboard and notebook, like taking notes. Like I'm really, really excited to kind of see these guys, get a chance to talk to them, like just kind of pick their brains about those.
So let me ask you this real quick. Sorry to cut you off. What are you excited about in terms of picking their brain, other than seeing the overall Combine atmosphere? You're going to see all the league personnel, people, the TSN people that you see on TV.
Mm-hmm.
What are you most excited about in terms of, asking the questions and figuring out about the prospects?
Well, I think like the biggest thing at this point is just kind of like the mentality of getting to the next step, like getting to the league, right? Like because I would have to imagine like going into this Combine, like you're like all these guys are really young or relatively young. Like you're going to be nervous. Like you're going to kind of be,
They'll all be like 20 to 23.
Yeah.
tops.
And it's a little bit like, cattle getting checked out before. It's
what it is.
You know what I mean? So like there's definitely some natural nerves there, but there's also kind of an element of like, this is step 1 to taking the larger next step. And so just getting to be able to talk to them about like, how do you kind of counteract the nerves or the uneasiness of doing this Combine with the knowledge of like, if everything goes well, I'm going to presumably help a team, when I get to that next level. So I think that's just, what I'm really curious about, but just like, it's a very like, there are not a lot of people who get to compete in a pro sports Combine.
No.
So just like picking their mind about like what what being there is like how they've approached it. I want to know routines, things like that. Like you can ask them about their play, of course. You can also go check that on film. You can't check on film, how they feel about what they're doing and where it's going to kind of lead to. So things like that.
Do you plan on going to most of the events or just the one day of on-field testing, or what's your
so
plan?
I definitely want to go, like ideally on Friday, I want to go see
the testing.
Yeah, the testing. And then I'll have to talk to Krueger and Low Tide, because obviously the bench is 1:30 to 3. Like if I miss Low Tide's show, I'm sure that's not really an issue. I'm a big star over there. I pick my own hours.
Big dog.
But yeah, like so I don't know how it would work in the afternoon, but then obviously like the big ones would be those practice sessions on the weekend, like getting to see that one-on-one. Like that's really, and there's also going to be on Wednesday at 10:30 there. Well, it starts at like 9, I believe, and it's like each team runs half an hour basically, but there's going to be a media avail, an online media avail with Coach Killam and Ed, so get a chance to talk to them. Like I'll probably bring up like the mock, like what are they looking for, things like that, if I get a chance. I don't know if they really like me, but if I get a chance, I'll talk to them about that. But no, I'm really looking forward to it. It's it's gonna be cool. Like I obviously never
Be a
been
good
down to a
experience for you.
combine, and there is also like it's a pretty privileged spot to be in because you can go watch the combine and like that's cool. But to be able to actually talk to these guys and like
Big
break it
dog.
down,
Big
put the
dog down
big
there.
put the hat
Tagged up.
forward for a change. The Big
Tagged
J
up. I'm
Journal.
accredited.
Yeah, and that's another thing. I don't know here because I got the email saying like I'm good to go. Sorry, I gotta scratch my ankle here. I got the email saying I'm good to go, but there was no press pass in it, and they didn't make any reference to like, just pick it up on site when you get down there. So I'm just hoping that's the case.
You're on the list.
Yeah, I'm on.
Rick knows about that.
You're on the list.
Check the
They're gonna
list.
see me with my backwards hat and be like, "No fans." I'll be like, "No, I promise I'm on the list. Here's the email."
That's funny.
Is there anything else you guys want to add with the combine here?
I think you covered it.
Yeah, man, I love the combine.
Yeah.
It's a cool experience. You really summed it up quite well in terms of just this is the next step in terms of reaching the ultimate goal. And you have to go through this. So being able to pick the players' brains and see where they're at, and it's a really exciting time for these players. It really is.
Mm-hmm. I would like to talk about it more, but obviously time's a little bit of an issue. Got to fly out here pretty soon. And we still should we get to Rick's rant in
Let's
that
do it,
case?
brother.
All right, so maybe you guys can fix me on this one or not, but I've been sitting around, obviously, in the bar for all these games. You said earlier that there hasn't been a 13 or 16 win in the last two.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah.
So listening to other people, is NIL killing the Cinderella story? Because if it is, I honestly just think NIL is starting to really affect college sports in general. But this one right now is because it's going on right now. So it's I don't know. We see it right now, but NIL is killing that Cinderella team. And I think it kind of sucks because people love to watch that.
So I'll start with this before Eddie riffs on it. I think it is to a degree. But I also think there's kind of always a correction to the mean. And I do think we will see some Cinderella like wins in, whether it's, the next year after that. Like, I do think we'll see it. I don't think it'll ever be eliminated totally. And you look at like 2 11 seeds won this year, a 9 seed won in the second round against a 1, a 12 seed won. So they still won.
There's good stories.
Yeah. My other thing is that like a lot of people, especially around here, like a lot of people watch the tournament for the upsets. Like I watch it for the quality of the basketball. Like I love the upsets. Don't get me wrong, but I watch it for the quality of the basketball. And I think, and I have a lot of problems with NIL across college football, across college basketball, but I do also think there's the argument, like we have strengthened the big dogs. And so now when we get the big dogs playing each other, the games are that much better. And I think that's also something to appreciate.
And I think the big dogs can always be beaten.
Yes.
We see that.
Siena almost beat Duke.
Exactly.
Siena almost beat Duke. That was the number 1 overall seed.
It doesn't need to be a 16.
TCU almost beat
anything Duke. Over. What was the stat again? Say the stat again.
So no 13 through 16 seed has won a game in the last 2 years.
Okay. So I would even consider. So yeah, I get it. I get it because that kind of nullifies my argument a little bit. I understand. I don't think NIL is totally doing it. There's still the possibilities because we've seen in this tournament some really quality games going down to the stretch. Might not be the upset Cinderella, but still playing with the big dogs. When it comes down to the NIL, though, I don't know, man. I don't really have an opinion on it. I think my opinion would be it's more negative, but I love that the players are getting theirs. I hate that the schools were benefiting so much off the players' blood, sweat, and tears. It's the wild, wild west. So I really don't know how I feel about it. I guess I feel more negative. The only positive is the players are getting theirs, but I see it being toxic and I don't see the ending being, the best.
Yep.
However it works out, because we're in the middle of it. We don't know how this is going to end.
Yeah, I do think they need to correct it a bit because you're right. I agree with you. These players need to be paid. You go back and look at Tim Tebow's last year in Florida. The highest selling football jersey that year was Tim Tebow's. Nobody in the NFL beat him, and he got 0 out of it, right? So he definitely deserves something. But I do believe just without the correction, it's messing things up. If you look at just football itself, what was it? 1/3 of the league entered the transfer portal at the end of the year.
Yeah,
that's
gross.
That's wrong.
It's
that's
gross,
wrong.
man.
And
it's gross.
not. You're chasing money at that point, right? So that's just where I stand.
Yeah.
And it needs to be corrected. And I think they need to be paid, but there has to be some sort of area in the middle that we can fix some of this.
No, I couldn't agree more. I totally agree. I think these players should get paid. I love that they're getting paid. I'm so happy for them. I think it's long overdue. I think there needs to be just something to kind of work. And then just really quickly also on the point of like no 13 through 16 seeds winning the last 2 years, like as someone who, does watch the sport, like the best teams have been like really, really, really good the last couple years. Like there have been 11 teams since 2000, since it's been qualified with a Ken Palm rating of over 35. 7 of them have been in the last 2 years. So like yes, the Cinderellas aren't winning, but like we've seen some really, really, really good teams. You know what I mean?
I would also argue that the NIL has helped spread it out a bit. I would say that the big dogs sure can pay and acquire talent, but some smaller schools can afford to now, go out and buy a guy who probably wouldn't go to their school, like a BYU, for example.
But that helps like the middle schools, right? Like the bottom schools are kind of fucked.
Yeah, you're right.
Because if you had a good player, if you have a good player down there,
bottom schools don't have the budget.
Yeah, if you have a good player down there that's winning you a game or two, normally that person's getting bought in the off season. Mm-hmm. You're not replacing him again because you kind of like found a needle in a haystack there.
Yep.
And then it's the next level of schools under the big ones who have the money to go buy everybody who's not on the top shelf, which means the lower you go, the worse it gets.
Great argument.
Yep. No, it's all good points. All right, I got to rock the craziest piss. So let's do a little blind.
Piss like a Royce.
Let's do a little. Oh, dude, it's listen. This is a podcast, so we could just stop it and I could go. But we're so close to the end. Let's just wrap it up with a blind.
What, right, I got a dookie like a mofo.
Yeah, dude. I can't wait to get out of here. And
this is a quick one for you guys today. We're going condiments though. Your favorite condiment, maybe the one you have you use most.
Like it.
You use most. So we're gonna start it off with mayo.
I like mayo, man. I can't cap. I like
guy.
mayo. I'm not. There are bigger mayo guys.
By that.
There are bigger mayo guys out there than me for sure. Yeah, I'm gonna put it a safe 3.
Mayo will be a 4. I like it.
Not too much.
I love mayo, but it'll be a 4.
The old standard ketchup.
It's my thing with ketchup is like hot dogs or fries or burgers. Like there's not a lot you can really put it on. Like
I mean, people go to eggs, go to grilled cheese.
Potatoes.
I don't mess with grilled cheese, but yeah, hash browns. I would never put it on eggs. But it's like you can't. I don't know.
It's easy to.
I'll put it 4, but like it's a bad spot for it. I think it's a bad spot, but I'll put it 4.
I never use ketchup for the record. We're going with my favorite mustard.
Mustard's 2.
Style here.
5.
I put mustard on a lot of stuff. I like mustard
on
a lot.
More things than ketchup
For sure.
Ooh.
Yeah. Like I'll put mustard on like some salmon, some chicken, some like whatever.
Yeah, I guess. And a honey mustard too, if that falls into that category.
Yeah.
This one's definitely overrated in my books, but ranch.
Oh.
I'm cool with putting ranch 5.
Ranch is 3, and I'm fine
cool with
that
putting
too.
ranch 5.
And this one,
I don't dislike
This better be what I'm thinking.
I love
this
my
number one.
I love this one.
Better be.
It's got to be
Salsa.
Oh, whoa!
I went weird. Yeah,
curveball.
Wait.
Curveball.
Is salsa a condiment?
Oh yeah.
Curveball.
No, salsa's a food.
Salsa with eggs is crazy good.
That's not a condiment.
Technically, I did Google some condiments, and salsa was on the list.
Really?
Yeah, because that's one thing I was
would
looking
never
at.
label.
We
like,
thought it was hot
as
sauce.
No.
What did you think it was?
Barbecue.
Oh,
wow.
I had
BBQ sauce.
I had both of those as options at first.
But hot,
and I was like,
too.
I gotta
was
drop
waiting on a
those.
hot.
I gotta drop those.
I was surprised there was no hot.
Yeah.
Dude, low key, it's kind of a crazy spot for it, but I'm not even that mad. Like salsa with eggs, crazy.
Yeah.
Salsa mixed into like a chicken rice bowl. Like
salsa.
I'm not even. It's a crazy.
Very versatile.
It's a curveball to get there, but I'm not mad at it.
It is a curveball to get there.
But I'm not mad at it.
I would
like
never
salsa
consider it a condiment, but
yeah, I probably wouldn't either.
I don't want to use the easy one, so
yeah, BBQ or hot sauce. I was shocked. None of those on the list.
Yeah, crazy. All right, should we get out of here?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Thanks for listening. More on Friday or Saturday. Love you guys.